All this nice weather in Wisconsin has me stoked for the grass circuit in 2025. But before we look ahead to 2025, I want to take a moment to recap the tragedy that was the canceled 2024 Men's Open Wapaka Boatride. You had 6 teams remaining. You had in the semifinal Ian Cap, Cody Caldwell, Nate Miller, and Herschel, all the firepower in the world. In the other semi, you had Tyler Wills, Mike Mikolau, and Zach Solomon, probably the best defensive team remaining. In the quarterfinals, you had Derek Bradford with Dylan Zaka, Caleb Queckel, and Max Martin, tied 8-8 in the third set against the team that knocked out the defending champs, Drew Riley, Blake Reardon, and Brandon Edwards. Epic quarterfinal there on main court. You can check that one out on my YouTube. And then in the other quarterfinal, you had my squad with Ian Zalewski and Dave Wazorek against the Colorado Cupcakes. Here's a hot take. Colorado Cupcakes in 2024 was on track to do exactly what Out of System did in their first year on the market. People didn't know who they were. They didn't know their games, how to defend them, how to play them. They were active on YouTube. You could track their social media and their tour around the national scene. And they dominated. They were running football plays at Pottstown triples as they were winning in the finals. They had won everything that they were going to. Just a different background being sand players instead of NCAA Division I All-Stars on the hard court turning into the pro scene. So, hot take, are the Colorado Cupcakes geared to be the top team in 2025? Or will you get the return of Micah, the Olympian, paired with Out of System, the team that hasn't dropped a match on the grass circuit? Or will you have a healthy Tomas back with the defending champs prior to 2024 back up to full strength here in 2025? All of this led to an open title up for grabs in 2024. There was going to be a new champion, and we didn't get to see who it was. And during the Rainout, some very, very interesting and exciting things happened. The Wapaka Boatride staff brought the open players into the barn, and we discussed Saturday night the logistics to playing out the tournament. With the amount of rain that came in that hour, you can hear it here from Wheels, it just wasn't an option to play Saturday night.
So, we can't go tonight, all right? So, the only other option is, would we be able to start up tomorrow? And we know not everybody can do that, but we at least wanted to say that. And it wouldn't be right away in the morning. We're talking with Brighton Acres, right? It would probably be like 11 or 12, right? Give it some time to dry up best it can, and then we finish out the open. Now, what we would do with the other 300 teams that are planning to play tomorrow, we'll figure that out afterwards, right? But our main concern right now is open. We want to bounce that idea off you guys. Kind of open for discussion, except for Herschel. Everybody gets. Oh, I haven't even had a drink today yet.
So then we discussed what were the options to play it out Sunday. And the players discussed it for an hour, trying to find a way. First, Max's team wasn't able to make Sunday work. Caleb had a flight back, and they argued Caleb was one of the best players, obviously on the grass circuit, and it wasn't going to be fair for them not to get their share or their chance without Caleb. So they took their pay cut and left. They were out. The next team that was out was Drew Riley, Blake, and Brandon. They also had some flights to get back and weren't able to make Sunday work. So that left 4 teams. So the closest thing that came to reality was a reseeded play out the semis, each team of the 4 putting their portion of the pay up for grabs. So you would have had in the semis already Tyler, Mike, and Zach crossing over with the Colorado Cupcakes in one semi. And on the other semi, you would have had Cap, Miller, Cody, and Herschel versus Dave, Ian, and myself. Played out in single matches on Sunday afternoon. Semi, winners with matchup in the finals. It would have been the first time that Tyler and I were playing a national tournament when we've been together, not on the same team, and we had a chance to meet in the finals if it just so happened to work out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to agree to terms in terms of how the payout would be split, as well as other teams wanted to know if they could get back in with subs. And eventually you can hear Eddie of the Wapaka Boatride staff call it here in his final saying.
Crying. I mean, we didn't want to make a decision and not have input, but we are calling it. No, we're no playing tomorrow. We are splitting everything. 6 ways and 3 ways. Done. We have 350 teams tomorrow to try to get to play volleyball as well. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to do that at this point.
It's still raining.
I firmly believe if there would have been a whiteboard and we could have mapped it out, we could have got the 6 teams to sign on. Those that wanted their pay cut could have hopped out. We still could have declared a champion, and any of those 6 teams were definitely deserving on that day. If you ask me who my pick was, tough to say, but I think there were really 2 teams outperforming. So the next thing I want to talk about is the future of grass volleyball. I'm excited to see you saw the announcement between John Speraw visiting the Wapaka Boatride staff, and his message was, I want to grow and formalize the game of grass volleyball. What does that look like? Why do they want to grow it? Well, I'll put it this way. Back in 2018, South Korea hosted a demonstration at the Winter Olympics for snow volleyball. They had 4 teams from 4 different countries, with ex-Olympians being the honorary guests to promote the sport of snow volleyball. They did 4v4, very interesting. What might Speraw have in store for the LA Olympics in 2028? Are they trying to put a demonstration on the grass? Is there going to be Olympic level player to demo grass volleyball? Well, there's definitely interest from a variety of volleyball athletes and governing bodies around the globe to grow volleyball at the Olympics, including expand it in snow and grass settings. But in order to do that, you need to have an international governing body, and then the Olympics Committee would vote on that based on participation, interest, the finances behind it, etc. So demoing it in 2028 would be a great first step for it to be instituted potentially in the 2032 Australian Olympics, or on the ballot to be added there. It's interesting when you look around the globe, mostly grass is doubles like it, and it plays very similar to beach. However, what FIVB is considering in order to expand the diversity of the sport is looking at the triples game, if it's different enough, or if grass on the international scale would be more so and better played as 4v4. What do you think? Should grass at the Olympics exist? Should it be 3v3 or 4v4? It makes you think. It's exciting to see where the sport's going. The national scale, near and dear to my heart, has been awesome, and we're excited to see where it can grow in 2025. We wish everyone the best of luck, and we'll see you out on the court.